Ladies and gentlemen, hold on to your seats, because I have just had an article brought to my attention, and much needed. And now, I'm bringing it to you. Now, as I go on and read this article, as I continue reading this article, it became more concerning, it became more frightening, it became more disturbing, and quite frankly, it became scarier. Everything that Jaron and I talk about on this podcast, on this channel, all the content that we put out, countless number of hours of research that we do, just the two of us. And we do this for reasons like what I'm about to show you. Because I'm about to tell you what their rollout, what the big brother corrupt government's rollout is going to be when it comes to not only stealing our identities without our consent, but how they are going to profit from our identities, how they are going to replace us with our own identities. Just last week, Jaron and I, we talked about, on our latest episode, we talked about human robots. We talked about these machines. You're going to be part human, part robot. Like what they're trying to roll out into this world. What they're essentially going to do. Where they're going to mix human and artificial intelligence. And what movie did I explain to you all was the plot? Avengers Age of Ultron. Ultron and Vision, both human and artificial intelligence. Well, I wouldn't say human, but made of human and artificial intelligence. Human brain and artificial intelligence. That's what it's made by. But without further ado, let me just go ahead and read you all this article. Let me just give you all a taste of what is going to happen to us. Because one, we were blind, and because two, quite frankly, we just don't care. But once you start walking down the street, and you see someone that looks just like you, and you realize that you haven't had sex in the past 20 years, because of all this new shit they're gonna start implementing here very soon. If you ain't got nobody now, you ain't getting nobody anytime soon. Because they're about to lock us in. And guess what's gonna happen behind our backs while they have us locked in? This shit. Designed to deceive. And obviously this article comes from New York Times. Do these people look real to you? In this lesson, students will learn about a new type of artificial intelligence and consider its implications for our society. They even went as far as saying for our society. But we all know that that's not the truth, right? We all know that it's not for our society. It's everything that's done to our society. So I'm not going to read this lesson overview. I'm not going to do this warm-up. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get right into the shit. Because you all deserve to know the truth and everything surrounding it. So I guess I do have to read one. So it says, do the faces in the picture above look real to you? Do they look like people you actually know? Like people you have seen on social media? And I'm going to go back up to this picture one more time and show you guys. They look real, don't they? They looked real to me as well. Until I kept reading. Spoiler alert, they're fake. Now, they're going to go on to quote this article, and it says, there are now businesses that sell fake people. That's right, people, you heard it. You heard it. You heard it. You heard it. There are now businesses that sell fake people. On the website generated.photos, you can buy a unique and worry-free fake person for $2.99 or 1,000 people for $1,000. What? If you just need a couple of fake people for characters in a video game or to make your company website appear more diverse, that's right. You can get their photos for free on thispersondoesnotexist.com. I'll read that again. If you just need a couple of fake people for characters in a video game, or to make your company website appear more diverse, you can get their photos for free on thispersondoesnotexist.com. Adjust their likeness as needed. Make them old or young, or the ethnicity of your choosing. If you want your fake person animated, a company called Rosebud.ai can do that and can even make them talk. Don't worry. Don't worry. Because this is how they're going to save us. This is how we're going to save the world, right? Did you already know or suspect this? Have you ever seen a picture of a person on the internet that you thought might be simulated instead of real? What raised your suspicions? Finally, a deeper question. What problems might the fact that there are now businesses that sell fake people raise for our society, and why? Now, after reading this article, there's a couple things that I need to say. Because my main parts are done. I wanted to bring this to the people that view this channel and to people that may be their first time viewing this channel. But we're not here to try and make you believe any kind of conspiracies or anything like that. We talk about some of them, but we don't try and make anybody believe anything. But we keep bringing you guys facts. We keep bringing you guys evidence of what they're going to do. And yet no one is still saying a word. No one is still looking around and saying, hey, what are they doing? Why are they doing this? No one is asking the good questions. No one's asking the reasonable questions. No one's even asking any questions. We are turning a blind eye to this shit. And guess what they're doing? They are creating other human beings. We're talking about they can even talk. So getting them to talk, getting them to look real, they're taking bits and pieces of every real person and creating another quote unquote real person, or creating a fake person. We already knew that artificial intelligence was taking over the world. Hell, we even knew that as kids. We just didn't know the term artificial intelligence. But we knew eventually electronics and AI and all these computers and all this other shit, all this shit's eventually taking over the world. We knew that. Just by design itself. Because we built them to be smarter than ourselves. And as much as I love computers, as much as I love video games and all this other stuff, and hell, even cars now. Or even what I'm even recording, this recording device that I have right now. Sitting right in front of me. They were built to outsmart us. They were built to not have any faults. But yet, here we are. Here we are. And they are taking it a step above. And they're saying, hey, Not only are we building these computers, not only are we using artificial intelligence in every way we can, we are using it to replace ourselves. Because while we can probably build them to have somewhat human emotion, you have to remember, artificial intelligence, while it may be extremely smart, because, it does have the word intelligence in it, who's to say that one day a robot just makes a bad mistake? Who's to say that just maybe one time, all it takes is one time for it to have some kind of glitch in its system? Who's to say that the government can use these fake photos and these fake people to frame real people? Or let me take it a step further and say, who's to say that they're not using these fake identity? They're not using these fake people for fake identities, and then after fake identities to try and push further these statistics. I think you all know where I'm headed next, right? I'm not here to touch on COVID or talk about COVID or whatever. It is what it is at this point. No point in me bitching and complaining about COVID. But who's to say that they haven't already created some of these fake people to create these fake statistics, to add it into the quote-unquote real statistics, and then give it to us on a silver platter? Now, again, I don't want to be here too long talking about this. I want to know what you all think. I wanted to bring this to your attention, and hopefully we get a lot of eyes on this, because a lot of people need to know exactly what the hell is going on. This is Contemporary Comrades. I am Corn, and I want to leave you with this question. We need to stand up for ourselves, not as race, not as a race or different races, not as genders, but together as one, as the human race. We need to stand together as a society, because if not, we are going to be slaves to artificial intelligence. We are going to be victims of not just ourselves, not just of climate change, because those two things are already happening, and not because of age, because obviously that happens from the time you're fucking born. But we are now going to become victims of the very things we have built, and the very things that we buy and invite inside of our homes. We are going to fall victim to robots and fake people, quite honestly. Fake humans, quite honestly. And we're going to be doing it on our dime, by the way. So I want to leave this question to you. If not now, when? When do we stop everything and say, no, we're not going to do this. No, we're not going to let this shit get out. No, we're not going to fall victim to this whole fake people thing and artificial intelligence. Because let me tell you this, there is something behind this whole fake people thing. They're not just doing this for any kind of experiments. They're already selling these things. They are already selling these things for quite a bit of money, by the way. And this is going to affect every avenue. This is going to affect every single avenue of everyone's life. Because now you're talking about, let's say, online dating. I'm a guy in my 20s. I still do online dating for now. Who knows how long that's going to last with shit like this. And there's already fake people on there. It's been fake people on Tinder for 5 years at this point now. This is some next level shit. Who's to say that, someone's not gonna, that some company isn't gonna have a fake, a fake CEO, a fake person as a CEO, that we can do all this other stuff. And then they want to talk about, in this article, they want to talk about diversity, so to make a website appear more diverse. Use real people. It's already telling you what they're gonna use, what they're gonna start out the gate using this shit for. It's like an onion. It's just going to continue to peel back layers of what it really is. And by the time we get done peeling that last layer, boom, we're in chains again. And not just one race. Humans, period, are going to be in chains again. So if not now, when?